This is a video on the 2.5-inch Burns discharger cup for the No1mk3 Enfield rifles. What these devices are, as their name suggests, it's kind of a cup-shaped device that goes on the nose cap of any No1mk3 Enfield. Just uses a couple of hooks that go into the grooves of the nose cap. It's tightened up, and this pulls the device into the muzzle of the rifle, makes a gas seal. What they're actually used for is launching things like number 36mm bombs, line throwing devices, tear gas canisters, smoke bombs, stuff like that. They're propelled by a blank cartridge similar to this one, only they're loaded with a compound called ballastite. It's more effective than your standard powders for launching the heavy devices out the front of the rifle. A lot of these rifles actually had the rifles that were intended to be used with these discharger cups. They actually had a wire wrapping around the stock because the recoil energy is actually that intense that it will crack the stocks. So you can't use these off the shoulder to launch mils bombs and other heavy stuff like that. It can injure you. So how you'd use this, you place whatever projectile you want to launch out of the cup in the front. You have a gas bleed valve here, so you'd open it up to launch shorter distances or close it up to shoot it as far as you wanted. You then take your ballastite cartridge, load it into the chamber of the rifle, then take the rifle like this. You place the butt into the dirt, place your thumb into the trigger guard and angle the rifle to aim wherever you want to shoot it, and then fire it and launch your grenade. I'll take the cup off the front of the rifle and I'll show you how they would actually launch a mils bomb. Okay, so this is an inert number 36mm grenade with an adapter plate to work in the 2.5-inch Burns discharger cup. This grenade, before I go any further, I'll just say this is completely inert. It's basically a paperweight. There's no explosive in this or any kind of fuse or any stuff like that. It's an inert grenade and completely legal to own in Queensland. Other states have different laws on stuff like this. In Australia, so even the mils, even the Burns discharger cup, I'm not sure about other states. They are legal, unregulated in Queensland. The two rifles, they're both registered, legal to own and everything. But yeah, if you're unsure about stuff like this, check your state laws before you go buying any stuff like that, because you can get in trouble if it's not allowed in your area. So I'll go on and I'll show you how these are loaded into the discharger cup before firing. So basically your rifle will be sitting up like that on its butt. You take the mils grenade. It actually has a spring-loaded firing pin here. As you can see, I'll try and get this to focus. So it's held in by the spoon, and the spoon's held in by the pin of the grenade. So what you do is you take your mils bomb with your adapter plate, you place it into the discharger cup, you remove the pin. It's a bit tricky to do on camera. So you remove the pin. So the pin's not there anymore, it's being held in place. The spoon's being held in place by the cup. So then when you fire your blank cartridge, I'll just say before it actually comes out of the cup, the fuse doesn't start or anything like that. You actually have to release the spoon for it to drop this firing pin. So the firing pin would come down, it'd hit a primer, that'd start a fuse, and then the fuse would go up and ignite the charge. Then these segments here that you can see kind of looks like a pineapple on the Mills bomb. They break apart, and that's what causes your fragmentation. So yeah, what happens is you pull the pin out of the grenade, you ready the rifle in the dirt like I showed before. You'd fire a blank cartridge. This would come out of the front of the rifle. It would then release the spoon here like that. It flies off. As you can see, it's dropped the firing pin. Then you'd have about a 5-second fuse on these. So that'd be plenty of time for it to fly through the air, go to its target, land on the ground, and then explode. So yeah, I'll show you some firing footage. I'm obviously not shooting live Mills grenades because they're unobtainable, illegal, and too bloody expensive. So I've just got a couple of hollow steel tubes that I've test fired. This rifle here actually isn't a rifle. It's a smoothbore conversion of Lee Enfield. It's done by Ishpoor in the 1940s. So what I use my discharger cup for is I take 303 cases, anneal them, load them to the case mouth with black powder, then fire form them in the chamber by using either a tennis ball in the discharger cup or something else wrapped in tape to make a gas seal. This then blows them out to a straight wall like this, and then I can reload them with shot, just like a standard 410 shotgun shell. These rifles won't actually take a standard 410 shotgun shell, so this is about the only way you can reload for them. Alright, I'll cut to a bit of footage of the discharger cup going off.
Fire in the hole.